Okay, so today is February the 6th. I am making this video just to kind of help out when it comes to maybe getting started on tonight's homework. I know I'm putting out 2 videos these days, but just kind of helping out a little bit if you are maybe lost or not sure what to do. So, we are on page 176. We're doing 6 through 17. So, today we learned that in the ratios, when they want us to compare and see if they're equivalent, we're going to basically write out each ratio and then figure out yes or no if it's equal, okay? So, the first thing is, if you are comparing these two things, $12 for 3 paperback books or $28 for 7 paperback books, are you wanting to know what is $1 or 1 book? 1 book, right. So, I'm going to set this up. This is the first part of the math problem. And I'm just going to write 3 books. Just kind of shorten it a little bit. So, if this is 3 books, how much is 1 book? So think about it. If this is $12 for 3 books, how much for 1?
4.
4. Okay, so this one is $4 for 1 book. Now I've got to do the other side of the problem. It is $28 for 7 books. So $28 for 7 books.
And the answer is 4.
Slow down. One second. How much is 1? Yes, we're using division. How much is 1 unit rate? And it would be $4 for 1 book. Thank you. I will figure that out in a little bit. Okay, so the question is, are they equivalent? Yes. They are both the same price. I guess you could say it doesn't matter which way you buy them. Like if you want to buy 7 or 3, you end up getting the same price per book. Okay, I'll do one more of these. Number 7.
So you're supposed to do like the number on top for the first one and then divide by the number on the bottom?
Yes, 12 divided by 3.
Okay, so and then you do 1 and then whatever word is next to like 3.
Yes, so if you got books on this side, make sure books is on the bottom on that side. Okay? Good question. Number 7. So I was trying to show you the book and the paper. We got 16 points scored in 4 games, 48 points scored in 8 games. Are we wanting 1 point or 1 game? 1 game. So, 16 points. I'm going to do the first one. In 4 games. We need to change it to a unit rate. How much is 1 game? So on average, how many points is it? 4. So this team makes 4 points on average in 1 game. Okay. Now, the next one says 48 points in 8 games. 6 times 8 is 48. So 6, I'm losing it. Sorry, I shouldn't have written that $sign. But 6 points in 1 game. So are these equal? No. From here, this is the kind of, like, what this leads to, this topic, is they could ask you, like, who has the better team or who's expected to make more points. I'm trying to talk and teach, and it's not working. This is a no for sure. I just wrote the wrong thing. Okay, now, try to do one more. Let's see. I'm going to kind of skip 8 and 9. I want to go to 14. 14 is interesting because, so you should do 8, 9. I'm going to show them real quick. 10, 11, 12, and 13. They're just kind of the basic ones. Okay. 12 is 14 is the one that gets a little more interesting. Here's 14. Basically, it says photography. Jade enlarged the photograph at the right to a poster. So once you think about it, you take a small 3x5 picture and you make it big enough for the wall and a poster. The size of the poster is 60 inches by 100 inches. Is the ratio of the poster's length and width equivalent to the ratio of the photograph's length and width? And explain your reasoning. Now, for me, I have to just kind of take this one. I want you to think about, like, I'm almost having to pick through this one. If it starts out with 3x5, and it changes to 60 by 100. So once you think about it, 60, it's 14, by 100. I need you to tell me if they're equal or not. So once you think about it, 5 times what could give me 100? Or 100 divided by 5 is 20. Okay. 3 times 20 is 60. So basically, this one was enlarged by 20. This one was enlarged by 20. So are they equal? Yes. Listen, all it is if you don't enlarge a picture correctly, like you don't pull it evenly both ways, you'll end up with this long, skinny picture. Or you'll end up with like a short, fat picture. Computers and cameras do all this kind of like naturally now, I guess. But back in the day, there were some poor football players in a yearbook that I made, one of the first years I ever did yearbook, and they turned out short and stocky because the picture, we didn't get it pulled right, and it made the picture do this, and they went this way, and it ended up that their bodies were really wide and they were really short. But we didn't know it because yearbooks weren't exactly done on the computer world back then, and we didn't really know it till we printed. Now the computer will pick up those issues and say, wait a minute, something's wrong with this picture. But does that help a little bit on 14? Because to me, that's a weird one. Okay, yes.
I have a question about number 13.
13. I'm going to try to hit pause and come back after lunch, and we'll do 13. And I definitely want to do the last one, hopefully, if we have time. Okay? This will be the first time I'm trying to hit pause. We will see what happens. Okay, so we have been to lunch. We're back. We're done, guys. And someone has asked me about 13. 13 is right here, just to kind of show it. Please stop. I know you're just coming in from lunch and all that good stuff, but kind of wind down with me.
Yes,
Okay, on 13, it says 16 out of 28 students own pets. So 16 own pets out of 28 total students. And then I guess you would maybe say this is, maybe like this is one school, and then maybe this is the other school. So you're trying to get an average of how many pets per student. So if you're looking at this one, it says 16, and you got to think of what it means. 16 own pets out of 28 total kids. So on average, basically you're finding out how many pets per kid. And it's going to be a weird number because that number is smaller than that number. So 16 divided by 28 is 0.5714. So what that means is about each kid has about half an animal. Now we know that no one has half an animal. It's an average, okay? Now, on the next part, we have got, this part of it says 240 own pets out of 560 total. So maybe this is another school or school system or something. So in this school, each kid has, and if I divide 240 by 560, I get 0.428. Okay, and on these questions they're asking, are they equal? So is that equal to that? No. I know it's weird numbers, but that is what they're looking for. It's not always going to be cute numbers. Okay, so per student, who has more animals per student? The top one, yes.
How is that possible?
Just the way the averages work out. You got to quit thinking, oh, these numbers are real close or these numbers are spread apart. The division is the actual, doing that division is the true deciding factor. And those are close. I mean, that's 0.4, that's 0.5. I mean, they're close. Now, the last one, it is number 17, and it is a little odd. I'm going to give you a hint. There are 3 shops that you have to look at. Basically, the best way I can say is, if you are looking at this shop, which is the Shop Smart shop, their packs are 24 packs, so they are 2 for $9. So I want you to think about that. What that really means is if it's 2 packs, that means 48 cans for what? $9. That's at Shop Smart. Okay? So, this is 17. So, it's 40. Now, listen, do we want cans on top or dollars on top? Or on bottom? Are we trying to find out how much is 1 can or $1?
No,
1 can. So we need, it is like at this one, it is $9 for 48 cans. So we're going to find out how much 1 can is. Is everybody good so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I'm going to go to the next store. The next store is right here, Super Saver. It says 12 packs, and they're 4 for $10. So 4 times 12 is 48. So you're getting 48 cans for $10. I'm using that flyer. 48 cans for $10. So what I'm going to do is go Super, I'm writing the name of the store, and it's basically $10 for 48 cans. So how much is 1 can? Okay, and that's at that store. Then the last one is this Price Busters right here. They have 12 packs, like they're 12 in a pack, but it's 3 for $9. 3 packs. So 3 packs is how many cans? 3 times 12. 36. Okay, so at Price Buster, it's $9 for 36 cans. Now, this is where you don't just want to guess. I need a mathematical reason on why you choose whichever you choose. So the questions are this. If you're still trying to answer this one, here's the 2 questions. They want to know what is the unit price for the cans of lemonade at each of the stores. That's going to be the unit price. How much is 1? Divide top by bottom. The second is, from which store should me, Pilar, and David purchase the cans of lemonade? Now, normally when purchasing something, we want the cheapest price. So once you get this math, you should be able to tell me which store to choose it from and kind of why to choose it. Okay? You are completing, and I'm just going to show this one last time because my poor lunch class is kind of knows that I've been doing this. But this way it shows you there's through 14, 15, 16. Be careful on this one, on 16. It says $35 in 5 weeks, but on this one it says $56 in 56 days. You got to think, how many days are in a week?
7.
Okay, so you got to use some extra math in there. And there's the end through 17. Please finish through 17 tonight.
No.
Any questions?
No.
It's okay.
Look out for the big